Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Man with the Master Plan, and I am your host, Aniel Rios, CEO of Division 9 Interactions. Welcome back to another episode. Oh boy, I'm telling you, this is going to be by far the most interesting episode that you ever possibly imagine within your lifetime. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm going to explain to you about my tremendous experience at RyaniumFilms, what it feels like to be a part of that team, what it feels like to be a part of the corporation that's slowly building itself up, from the original foundations. And what are the origins, the curiosity, what created RyaniumFilms, what did we do on RyaniumFilms, what makes RyaniumFilms, why is there Division 9 Interactions, why is there Desert Productions, why? Just why? Why? What's the reason why? Allow me to explain why. I remember a couple of years ago, it all goes back in the far, far away land known as New York City. New York City is a central hub of pretty much the United States. You have Manhattan, you have Times Square. In Manhattan, you have Wall Street with the stock market. You have Brooklyn, you have Queens, you got the Bronx, you got Staten Island, you got everything. And pretty much our success takes place within the birthplace of Brooklyn, New York, specifically Brooklyn, the city of Brooklyn. I remember specifically, that when I first started off in high school, in Williamsburg Preparatory High School. If you guys never heard of that high school, it's basically located near Williamsburg, not Williamsburg in Virginia, but Williamsburg in Brooklyn, right next to the East River. That's obviously right next to Manhattan Island. So I went to that school. Obviously, I graduated from that school. And I met this awesome guy. He has a very awesome charisma, very charismatic dude, pretty welcoming guy, pretty awesome, very friendly, very appreciative, has always been there for me. We developed such a strong and powerful bond. The man's name, as you guys all know it, is Matthew Silva. And it's pretty funny because the way how I met Matthew Silva is basically, I was minding my own business. I was a pretty shy kid back in the day. I wouldn't really talk too much to anybody. I was introverted, shy on my own. And he introduced himself to me. He's like, hey, hi, my name is Matthew Silva. Nice to meet you. What's your name? I said, my name is Aniel Rios. Oh, that's me. What's up, my dude? How's it going so far? Do you have a PSN? I'm like, yeah, sure. I got a PSN account. And slowly but surely we started talking about, video games, PlayStation. And the funniest thing is, I was taking place on a field trip to watch the movie Guardians of the Galaxy in Manhattan. So during that entire field trip, we just kept on talking about, about our lives, oh, it's nice to meet you, never met a person just like you, we started just talking about what we have in common, the things that we don't have in common, what the things that we like, the things that we don't like, yada, yada, yada. It just kept on going, it started slowly building off. And then he showed me Raynium. I'm like, what the hell is Raynium? What in God's name is Raynium? And he showed me, it's a gaming channel, bro. Check this out on YouTube. I'm like, are you serious, bro? You have 3,000 subscribers? Are you dead ass? Are you serious? And then he was like, yeah, man, yeah, I have a pretty, dedicated community. People subscribe to my channels and my content. I'm like, what do you typically upload? Gaming videos, scary videos, comedic videos, pretty funny. Showed me my funny reactions. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Next thing you know, we watched the Guardians of the Galaxy movie back at the time. The first one, not the second one, obviously. Came out a couple years later. Anyway, but we were done. We departed from the train, and we exchanged our phone numbers. I was like, dude, I want to keep contacting you, bro. I remember those words, the very words he said, man, you know what? Dude, I'm just giving you my contact info, man. I don't know if we'll ever talk again. We probably may not ever talk again, man. It was nice meeting you. It was nice talking to you. So, I know we're not in the same class, but let's see what happens there on out, I'll see you for next time if we can see each other again. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Don't worry about it. Sure, I'll get your phone number. Next thing we started talking to each other on the phone, texting each other, calling each other. If the funniest thing is, that we ended up meeting in the cafeteria of our school because we went obviously in the same school. So the funniest thing is that Well, like, holy shit, I didn't expect to meet you here, man. How's it going, bro? How's your day so far? We just kept on talking and talking, even though we're in different classes. And we started, basically, I saw his teachers, he saw my teachers, things like that, left and right. And we want to, like, I want to see, okay, what class he be going to? What classes, he was curious, right? Class that I attend. And, yeah, exchange of information, just amazing, it's amazing. From now on, we also met David along the way, you guys know David Zenjon, the CEO of Decima Productions, David. So we met David along the way, and the same thing happened with Matthew and David, where he did to me, hey bro, what's up, how's it going, my name is Matthew Silva. Not the same situation, but both like, hey, look, I have a PSN account. You wanna hook up? You wanna play some video games? You wanna hang out? Let's hang out. Let's have a blast. Let's have fun. Make some YouTube videos. And then from there on, all three of us bonded. We started Skyping each other. Then we started roasting each other. Then we started, just like, it went from being simplistic. It went from being, we're just like normal friends, regular friends, to being just like best friends for life. To being like the best of the best, we're just like bros for life. We're locked. We're tight. It's close. It's close. So, now how does this relate to filming? I'm gonna get to that point. I know everybody's excited about this. I know people are waiting for the suspense. When is it going to describe truly when did the filming start? So, the video gaming kept going on and on and on and on and on and on. Then from that on point, with his motivation and determination and perseverance, with mine's and David's, he told us, yo, bro, like, would you guys like to be featured in my gaming videos? Because at least I have you guys, my friends, like, be able to help me out. The guys that I know that are dedicated, just like myself. Like, yeah, sure, bro. We'll film these, record these gaming videos for you. Yeah, sure. We'll have a blast. Play Minecraft, as you guys know, the trolling on Minecraft, or you have, like, a Call of Duty Black Ops 3, you have, like, all these other different games. You have Resident Evil. Dude, you have so many freaking games. And then from now on point, I made my own YouTube channel, that he helped me to build up. Obviously, you also have David's YouTube channel, to build that up to as well. You have, it's amazing. It still surprised me to this day how I started from nothing. I met this awesome guy. Then we did this together. We started something together. So next thing we made a name of ourselves. People started noticing our work. Like, holy shit, it's looking pretty good. I like it. I like the views, I like the, the comments. I like the suggestions, I like the people's reactions to our stuff. What do we do? And then slowly but surely, we started making Call of Duty gaming videos. And next thing you know, we were playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I did whoop Matt's ass a couple of times. He insisted that he beat me, which is pretty funny. So I remember I kicked his ass like 7 times. And then the next time, we were playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I remember that time too. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Played a couple of matches there, and then the only reason why I freaking lost is because I was lagging hard and I quit. He was like, oh, you lost. I'm like, get the hell out of here with that crap. And the next time I kicked his ass, he got pissed. Then I figured, wait a second, bro. I thought about an idea. Like, wait a second. Because he kept nagging me, in a nice way, obviously, not in a bad way, but he kept telling me that he had a camcorder that he never used. It was given to him on his birthday a couple of years ago on Christmas. I'm like, wait a second, bro, you have a camcorder, why don't you put it to use? Bro, what do you mean put it to use? I mean, bro, like, think about it. What if we can make a live action video based off of us going against each other 1v1 match in real life like we do in Call of Duty? So I thought, that was a great suggestion. He was like, dude, bro, that's not a bad idea. Yo, bro, you're a genius, bro. Holy shit, bro. Yo, we can do this together, bro. Let's fucking do it. Next thing you know, wow, how can I say this? I kicked his ass, he kicked my ass, right? And then it all escalates to the very first video that we ever did on Radium, known as Intense 1v1. Or known as Intense Battle, 1v1 Real Life Edition. And that's when the whole filming career started off. Just for a simple idea, because I suggested, yo, bro, we should put that camera to use, man. We should make that camera work. We should make films off that camera. Dude, let's make some awesome videos off the work that we do from gaming. Yo, bro, let's make a 1v1 just like we do in video games. It'll be pretty awesome. It'll be a massive hit. So we got excited, we got dressed, we got prepared, we went dressed for school. You know, people were wondering, why you guys dressed like that? Oh no, you have a special project going on, you know, along the side. So next thing you know, we go to the Lindsley area near the G train, and we start filming at the parking lot. I remember to that exact day, May 23rd of 2015, that was the first day that started off the revolution of RyaniumFilms. And I'll explain to you the name RyaniumFilms a little bit, but we did intense 1v1. And I remember when you know, the main protagonist, I was the main antagonist, and next thing you know, you had like Dara Rivas on the side. Thanks to him, he was the cameraman. He helped us out a little bit because, you know, it was only 3 of us, so, you know, we filmed it. It was pretty dope. And yeah, you know, obviously the bad guy loses. You know, I allowed Matt to kick me basically, even though I was already kicking his ass. But you already know, it's pretty funny. So I lost. Then the video ends in a bang. Him walking around with the equalizer music, you know, that badass vibes, you know, the environment, things explore in the background, Michael Bay style nonsense going on. It's freaking good. It's good quality. It's some good shit. This is what we thought at the moment. We were excited. We were hyped. The hype was on. The hype was like, this is unbelievable. This is fucking amazing. This is the biggest shit that we've ever done in our entire lives. Our parents were going crazy. They loved it. They enjoyed it. They were entertained. Other people entertained, our friends, our families, our cousins, everybody. Everybody. We spread the word real quick. And then we got like over 600 views on that one video. If I'm not mistaken, that's like a shit ton of views. I remember when we were so excited when he was editing the video and he uploaded it in the same day that the video was edited. I'm like, bro, guess what? I thought about it together at the same time. Yo, what if we made a part 2? It starts off again, me versus you, facing off on the final fight again to prove who's worth. And like, yo, bro, it's not a bad idea. We did it again. Next thing you know, we did a part 2, intense battles, right? That's when David was first introduced as the main antagonist. So then with David's guns and being the big bad guy and the fact that my character suddenly has to make a realization that has to reunite with Matthew's character, we all came to a conclusion that David was too powerful of an opponent, you know. So he went and this crazy ass fight scene. It was insane. You have missiles coming out in the background, freaking slow motion shots looking pretty dope. But like assemble a missiles, like holy shit, this shit got good. It got good real quick. This is like fire. This shit's fire, period. It is fire. This shit is lit. And then came part 3. And even more action packed. I mean, at the time, think about it. When you're doing something that you're a part of, dude, it feels good. Trust me, it feels good that you're being featured in your very own film, starting from nothing, starting from scratch, starting from having absolutely nothing, knowledge of nothing. We had no knowledge of film. We had no knowledge of script writing, nothing like that. We came with all this on the spot. It was all improv. It was all improvised. Everything, including the guns, the acting, everything else set was made up. Everything was perfect. That is, you know, that's the thing with creativity. We have such a powerful mind. Put this mind to use and you see how far it will take you. So anyways, continuing on. The fight scene occurred. My character got shot, obviously. You know, David's character started fighting Matt's character. The first time we pulled off a, you know, wrestling maneuver, you know, we started fighting each other. And I said, you know, we're pretty dope. What if my character runs, smashes the floor for no reason? You know, for no freaking reason. And then David grabs the gun's barrel and the gun starts shooting up in the air to make it look pretty cool. So I thought it was pretty cool. He punched me. And, yeah, it's, you know, it's just... It's a brawl going back and forth, man. It's a brawl. It's just kept on. It's like a battle royale, but it's crazy. And then the funniest thing is that David's character ends up winning in the end because he shoots down the helicopter and it ends up giving the confirmation that pretty much everybody died, which it could be, or maybe he won. I don't know, but to me it looks like he won, so I don't know. It is what it is. So I thought it was pretty cool. It's pretty sick having those helicopter scenes, though, being added as an addition to the intense battles final season finale. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was awesome. It was awesome. Pretty hot that day, but you know, we hauled ass. We did it. We supported each other. We did it. We could. You know, we did everything. And yeah, we just we successfully did it. We freaking did it. And from there, we kept on doing more and more films. We realized that we come to a conclusion that this is something completely out of our league, you know, it's something completely unexpected. I did not expect to see myself to enjoy filming, to enjoy creating content, to enjoy creating story arcs, to enjoy creating plots, to enjoy creating characters, to enjoy creating environments, to enjoy creating pretty much anything from nothingness into somethingness. Something that's not a word, but I don't care. The point is, you get what I'm saying? It is amazing. It is amazing, starting from nothing. It feels good. It feels good. You know, it's awesome. And I realized that that's how I discovered my passion. That's when I officially discovered my passion. That's when Matthew discovered his passion. That's when David discovered his passion. And I can tell you that it's, you know, sometimes the most unexpected things that happen in your life are meant to happen for a reason. I think it was meant to be. It was meant for me to meet David. It was meant for me, you know, to meet Matt. It was meant for me to meet these awesome people, you know. They've always been there for me. You know, we always did everything together. And to this day, we're still doing everything together. You know, it's working out. It's a work in progress. But anyways, continuing on, then we headed off. You know what? You know what'd be pretty cool, bro? Yo, we all figured this out together. Yo, bro, what if we did Nerf sword free-for-all? Like a free-for-all using Nerf swords or Nerf guns. Like, how would that look like? And then we started exploring around the area. Then we went to McCarran Park. But there was this other park that was smaller than McCarran Park, which is right near our school, because it has like a large running field that you can run. It has a soccer field. So there's a field past that field that you can go to that's right near a tennis field, if I'm not mistaken, or a volleyball field. I don't freaking know. Right near another high school. So then next thing you know, we filmed there. We filmed Nerf Sword Free For All. And the battle continues on. Different characters, you know, with the same YouTube names, because it was pretty hilarious. You know, it's pretty awesome. You know, just showing the people what we're made of. What are we capable of? What can we pull off? How can we impress the people? How can we make it entertaining? How can we make this happen for such a low budget, you know, low budget status? You know, how can we make it happen at the time? And we did it. We contributed on buying Nerf swords, you know, buying Nerf guns. I remember Matthew, he had the Nerf swords. I brought my own Nerf gun. And we thought, but you know what, let's do this. So we got dressed for the occasion. We didn't really care how we looked, as long as it matched, like, the vibes, you know, like, to make it make sense at the time, right? It wasn't such a big deal compared to now. It is a big deal how we get dressed. You know, it's cool. I like it. You know, it's awesome, you know, him checking out the checklist, you know, I throw a freaking sword looking for problems, then he gets a sword, then we have a battle, then I shoot my pistol at his sword, he dodges the bullets, then David comes on over looking like a fat baseball coach, rams me over, and then I aim at him, then he knocks me over, he aims at me, and Matt's like confused, like, what the fuck is going on? Next thing you know, you know, it just goes from it goes to a triple threat match. You know, I block and dodge some bullets that Matt was shooting at my sword, and next thing you know, freaking David holds Matt's character hostage, and I had to I had to dodge again. And then we end up injuring and killing David's character, which was pretty cool, right? Then me and Matt had the final fight scene. And the next thing you know, I throw a couple of grenades, it explodes, you know, it's pretty cool. We had the final fighting scene, you know, and you know, I slash his arm, he slashes my arm, he goes slashing back and forth until he finally destroyed my sword. He pinned me against the fence, and that's how my character died. And then that's it. I'll tell you my story. There's a new badass in town, and then plays a song in the back like this picture right now. It's pretty cool. Oh my god, then we filmed The Chosen One, you know, Harry Potter film. And like, yo, bro, you know, how would it feel for us to make a Harry Potter film called The Chosen One? I'm like, I remember when he suggested the idea, I wasn't really interested in it. I was a little bit skeptical about it, because, I mean, for me, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to disapprove the idea. I'm not trying to say that Harry Potter sucks, you know, I'm not saying that it is not good enough, but I'm not really a big fan of Harry Potter. I'm not really too much of a fan, you know. I'm not really into fantasy with wands and magical abilities. That's not really my thing. But, you know, let's try it out. Let's try something new out, you know. put it to the benefit of the doubt. So I played the role as Voldemort. David played as role as some other guy, which was Harry's friend. And then Matthew played as Harry Potter. So we all started to go with this, with this awesome wand battle, freaking editing special effects. The first time we ever pulled off a wand battle, mind you, the first time we ever used these special effects, which is, for us, was pretty revolutionary at the time. We had pretty decent lines of dialogue. Then at the end, obviously, it goes up with them two team up against me because I'm the main antagonist. They end up killing me. And then it goes before that, the funny scene that he was looking behind this wall, and I was right behind the wall. But the funniest thing is, I appear out of nowhere from the other side of the wall. He's like, "Found ya!" The shepherd's journey ends now. Oh, does it stop now? But yeah, it was pretty good, It was pretty good. Then we filmed the Final Descent. Things started increasing. It started incrementing. It started getting better and better. The more films we produced, the better content they were. The more shit that we added on. It looked a lot. It was getting professional even more and more and more. Over the course of that period of time, we started getting more accessories for the camera. It went from having a simple camera, a simple tripod, to having a sophisticated shotgun mic. And then from that point, we expanded to having a freaking monitor, a 1080p 60 Hz monitor. And then from that point on, we discovered it because we were still experimenting with the camera. Back then, we used to record 720p because we didn't even know how to figure out how can we record in 60 frames per second. Then we figured out, I'll tell you for the next film, we figured that out. Anyways, so we went from 780p to 1080p. I'll explain to you about the 60 frames per second, right? Father said, because they were wondering, I was like, yo, man, it'd be pretty cool, man. Wait, what's up, bro? What do you think? Like, what can you figure out? What can we plan? It would be pretty cool if we filmed, like, basically a fight scene on the bridge. Like, we filmed on the bridge. We started fighting on the bridge. But what type of bridge? Isn't it going to be just any type of bridge? I'm like, you know what? I know this one bridge is a sidewalk bridge that leads into the East River. And we can go there. It's public place. We can go there and fight. It's going to be, pretty cool. It's going to be lit. So we put on our own casual military gear, military outfits. And at that time, one of David's friends, his name is William, he was a cameraman. For the most part, he was a cameraman for some other additional films that we did together. So Matt, we're just joking around left and right. Matt was just joking around how like, yo, where you taking us, man? What you gonna do? Rape us in a dark alley? Yo, you didn't even know where we're headed to, man. What are you doing? I'm like, excuse me. Yo, Matt, just wait, man. Come on, wait. The excitement's gonna happen soon. Just give me a chance. Let me show you the place. So we had to have a long walk. We met at North Side near our high school. We went from there, went across Williamsburg, walked all the way down these buildings, these warehouses, these brand new skyscrapers to go to this one specific spot where we filmed Final Descent. From there, dude, we were motivated, man. We were freaking motivated. We were dedicated. We were freaking just went full out onslaught mode. We freaking recorded that shit. We went there. We took a specific spot, from the bridge. So we went there. It was a balcony. I brought my Nerf gun because I thought it was pretty cool. And obviously, the reason why you guys made me wonder we kept using Nerf guns in the beginning of the films is because, New York State or New York City per se, we can't bring airsoft guns. It's illegal technically. You can't be able to use airsoft unless you use it in a secluded area that nobody or the police will not find out. Then it's okay. But at the time, we don't want to get, obviously attention. We don't want to get in trouble. So for safety precautionary measures, we decided to bring Nerf guns. So you brought that Nerf gun, and I remember like those lines. It's been a while. Yes, it's been a while. And we go from a simple conversation to like as if I started all the problems. Like I am the issue. I am the main antagonist. I am the one that started all the BS from the beginning. You started all this bullshit from the beginning. What is wrong with you? Whatever. And we go into a fight scene. I love that freaking song, man. Freaking love that song, man. We start going to this nice fight scene. The first time we fight on the bridge. Second time being Solstice. I'll get to that later on. And we did it. We freaking fought on the bridge with our military gear. It was amazing. We started just hitting each other, beating each other up. I freaking slammed him against, I tried to slam him against like the rails where you hold on to. And then, you know, it was that one scene I thought would be cool. Yo, bro, just grab this submachine gun. Just try to act like as I'm trying to shoot at you, but you dodge it twice. It goes around your body, basically. That type of ordeal. I kicked him in the groin. And it goes to that scene that he beats the crap out of me. You know, my character loses. But next thing you know, it plays that nice song. I like that freaking song, man. That mellow song. You know, I don't know the name of it, but I know it inside my head. I can just picture it right now being played. William's character comes in, and he's like, it never ends. And next thing you know, I'm like, holy shit, the song plays. I'm like, oh god, this is so fucking good. This is so good. Well done. Woo! Oh man, I'm fired up. This is so freaking good. It's good film. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And then it goes to another one, Fight for Redemption, parts 1 and part 2. The fact that both parts were recorded on 2 different occasions, but we combined them to a giant massive video, because why the hell not? So I remember, if I'm not mistaken, that's when we discovered, you know, we had to record in 60 frames per second. We had to figure this out. We had to make it look a lot more linear, a lot more smooth, a lot more with a taste of, you know, a pizzazz. We need something more. We need more substance. So 60 frames, we finally discovered on the camera. And we did it. We pulled it off. So even though they didn't have such a big role in the film, it was a minor role, which is understandable. I mean, it's not really a big deal. It was more focused. I remember when we first met Manny and Mark. They're both brothers, and the funniest thing is the way how he met them was that Matt met them on Facebook. He texted them over Facebook. We never met these people in our life. We never met them in high schools. They weren't even in our high school. They were in a separate high school, and we just came across on the internet. We met each other on Facebook, and we met in person. And to be honest with you, I was quite skeptical. I was a little bit scared because I'm like, who are these people? I don't know what to expect. Are they gonna mug us? Are they gonna, you know, rob our shit? I don't know. Try to prank us, I don't know, try to do some malicious stuff. I don't know what's going to happen, you know, I don't know what's going on. So me, Matthew, and David went along with the flow. Okay, let's see what happens, you know, if anything happens, you know, let's keep our guards up. But next thing you know, me, Mark, and Manny, the coolest freaking people I've ever met in my life. They were awesome people, you know, they were awesome dudes. These were the only dudes, and for the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms, that we pulled off wrestling moves. And then the funniest thing is, we started filming, and David was in the, you know, he was basically really into Metal Gear Solid series, you know, playing as, you know, the role of Solid Snake, you know, and, you know, impersonating different voices from Metal Gear Solid, like you have, Ocelot, or Liquid Ocelot, you know, you have you have a lot of characters, whatever it is, you have a lot of characters, so he was really addicted to that, you know, obviously, right? So he decided to play Solid Snake, you know, had that voice. And then he's like, I expect no less, because Matt came on with this nice, I think it was a cowboy hat, cowboy hat with his North Sword. And we were with our, you know, David had a replica of an MP5 submachine gun, you know, green color toy thing, right? I had like a Nerf freaking pump action shotgun with a drum magazine. And we were getting ready to shoot Matt's character. Matt obviously dodges it, right? Because, you know, the physics in movies don't have to make it sense. You know, they don't have to make sense. So, bullets are easily ricocheting off his sword like if it was nothing. Like, easy stuff. He knocked my ass out. David and Matt continued to fight. And my favorite scene, that was the first time we pulled that off, was when David released the MP5 submachine gun, fucking flipped the magazine in the air, grabbed it, and smacked Matt in the face. That was awesome. That was well done. That was well pulled off. That was so freaking good. Like, holy shit, that was good, man. That was like, I'm like, I was very impressed. Like, holy shit. And then, you know, everybody was on board. William was there too. The dude, like, you know, it was good. It was good. You know, then chase scene started off, you know, and we started chasing Matt. We went to the baseball field, which is right next to that same little part that we filmed with Chosen One, and the same part that we filmed with North Star Free For All. So we have this similar comparisons of the same location we filmed on with different films taking place in the same location. It's crazy. So we went there. You think I didn't come along, did you? We also met, what's his name? Dylan on the way. So Dylan was just one of the other guys that was not associated with Mark or Manny. He was basically just another cool dude that we met on Facebook. And, because Matt knew him. So, the funny thing about that is that he rescued Matt from harm's way David and I were being held hostage. David was like, commence operations with his watch. And then Matt's character was like, what do you mean commence operations? And then the reason why Dylan was just standing there, the reason why he was just standing there doing nothing is because he made an announcement that it was completely unexpected that he had to go to a dental appointment. I remember that day. He had to go to a dental appointment. So we're like, oh shit, man, how are you supposed to figure this shit out, man? You know what? Matthew's like, yo, I gotta an idea, bro. You're gonna die right now, bro. You're gonna die. We figure this out right now, bro. You're gonna die and that's it. I'll be part of the film. It's gonna be awesome. So next thing, what made it funny was that he got killed by Mark and Manny's character. He got destroyed. When Manny used a bat to disfigure Dylan's character's face, and Mark, the way how he just cracked his neck, so much for being a hero. He threw him on the floor. That shit was funny. The glasses were there. And then the face reveal of Manny's face. And then we come to a challenge. Stay frosty. I'm like, oh my god, the song started playing. Holy shit! Next thing you know, you have Matt's character, you have Manny's character fighting in a 1v1 duel like Mortal Kombat style. They're going back and forth with these wrestling moves, back and forth, back and forth. Matthew falls on the floor, and then he just knocks freaking Manny's character on the floor until he flips over. Scar! Smash! That's what he says to his brother. His brother's character comes in, he grabs Matt. Matt punches him in the face beforehand. Then he grabs him, throws him on the floor. You're looking for a reason? How about ask God for a reason? And then I think I finally found my purpose. That's what Matt's character said. Next thing you know, for some fucking reason, it's so freaking... It's just one of those things. I decided to pull off a sidearm that was not even featured in the beginning part of the film. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna pull it off a pistol with a silencer on it. The same pistol that I used on Final Descent. So next thing you know, I just come in trying to kill him. Matthew ends up killing me with my own pistol. I die. Then he kills, not Man's character, Mark's character, right? Next thing you know, he kills David's character. You're pretty good. And the next thing you know, they have a final fight between him and Man's character. So then, on, what do you call it? Man's character couldn't shoot him. And then he looks at him, his brother's dead. He looks down on the floor, clenched his fists. For my brother! And now you know how he felt. He grabbed him by the neck and just chokeslammed the fuck out of him on the floor. He just got fucked up. And then, how you call it? What do you call it? That Matt just walks away. He's like, yep, this is my story. And the awesome part is that the first time, I keep saying the first time, these are the many things we kept trying experimenting upon in our the history of RyaniumFilms. That the first time we actually put live action credits for a live action film. So while the credits are being rolled upon, you see everybody's name, everybody that was featured and everybody that contributed, but you see in the background tennis battles being played with a badass song in the background. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for viewing this video. Thank you for the support. I appreciate everything that you've done. I appreciate, the support, the fan base. I appreciate everything. Check out our YouTube channel, comment, like, and subscribe. Everything. Read the description down below. Dude, it just kept on incrementing. Just kept on going. And then, 2015 to 2018, it's one of the biggest differences you ever witnessed. It's huge. It's big. And I remember when we filmed Vengeance on 2016, and Vengeance was basically another classic, not really a remake, but just a 1v1 reference of like the struggle that we have. Basically, the struggle that me and Matt's character have, the hatred that we have amongst ourselves, that we created this universe, that these characters still are at pain. And it was pretty awesome because I remember that I was driven, to Long Island by my parents. I went to Matt's place. And, before that happened, I guess that the downfall was that, we used to do all these films together, it was a tremendous experience, it was pretty awesome. But the sad part was that, Matthew had to eventually move. he had to move. He had to go to Long Island. He had to move soon. For personal reasons, things weren't going well within his place. Basically, his mother had to move. They had to move to a different place, and it sucked because I'm like, Matt, come on, man, like, why you gotta go, man? You have, don't you have a place you can stay over here with a different family member? And he said, I mean, I have my grandma's over here in Queens, but I mean, I'm not sure what to do. We heavily advise him, dude, don't leave us, man. We could keep on filming together. We could keep on going to the same high school together, graduate together. But it just didn't happen. He made his decision. It wasn't really him. It was more like his mother forced him. And he went to Long Island, and it broke my heart, It didn't make me sad, but it broke my heart and David's heart, It sucked, it wasn't the same, to film with Matt, it was a challenge, because he was at a faraway distance. It's like 1 hour and a half drive away, or depending how fast or slow the traffic is, it's a pain to get there. It really is a pain to get there. At the time, it was, it wasn't that bad. It was just more like, you just have to get things done. We had to do. I'm assuming for Matt, it was a shock for him because, for him being born and raised in the city to be, living in Long Island, which is a completely different locale, completely different location, besides the fact that we're still on the same island. But the point is, that's not the same people, not the same locals, not the same department stores, not the same, and, you get what I'm saying. Different geographical location. But, he moved, and, that's when we had to figure, how can we continue to film? How can we figure this out? How can we keep doing this? How can we keep doing this together? How can we start doing things together? Again, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. Pain for me to say that it had to end, but it didn't end. Luckily. That's why I'm happy about the vengeance part. I was driven by my parents. I went to his house. And we planned everything. We planned pretty much everything. I remember that time, which I thought was pretty funny, that my dad had a collection of knives. So I know that me asking permission was going to be a no-go. So I decided, let me just sneak a knife along the hand, along the way. I would like to have something realistic, something that would, make the experience much more, realistic. Like I said, it's the first time bringing a live, it's a real weapon. So we had to take, caution about using it. But I thought it was awesome that you went to this baseball field near his place, right? And we filmed Vengeance. And it was awesome. I remember his little brother had to be the cameraman because we had no other cameraman, so it ended up pretty good. We had that fight scene, the song played again, he kicked my ass, I kicked his ass, I power charged him, we kept kicking each other's ass, and we went to the woods, and then a lot of BS happened. We went back and forth, until I always, as usual, my character, right, has to lose again. So my character technically didn't lose, but he rolls all the way down, and then Matt's like, we doing this? For what? Something like that. And then you would think he was about to kill my character, but no. And then I grab my phone. Technically, it wasn't my phone. It was actually a phone that I borrowed from one of my parents. I used it as a prop, a movie prop. So I activated this bomb, which was activated earlier in the series, in the film. So that's the reason why I see the helicopter scene. So next thing you know, a loud, massive explosion is heard in the background, and then people are like, he starts screaming, what's going on? And the cops are heard in the background, indicating that the two of us have died and that there was like a massive terrorist attack initiated by my character. And then again, the live action credits were being played with the credits. Like, bro, that was good. That felt good. I realized that we've come up, at this point in our lives, it's like, it was getting more professional. I keep saying it. More professional, and more professional. It was getting better and better and better. Holy shit. Compare 2015, 2016. Oh, hell no, it's not the same. It's not the same. I remember when Sanction was filmed, I wasn't physically presently there, but I remember when Matt needed my help. Yo, bro, did you do me a favor? Do you think you'll be able to write a narrative for this, for this film? I'm like, sure, bro, I'll do it. Why not? It was a solo film that he did. I remember that. I think that was the first time he did a solo film, if I'm not mistaken. And I did it for him. I thought it was pretty cool. So we did this plot based off, you know, a person suffering from his sins, that he ended up killing his family because he wasn't satisfied with his own life. So he took this family's life, and now his own life is suffering in this state of, you know, of the abyss. You know, it's not really hell, but it's more like a purgatory, sort of, maybe something like that. And, yeah. We had that pretty much. We got Final Hour. We got Resurgence, which Matt filmed on his own, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, it was legit. It was some good shit. And that was on the meantime because we couldn't really film as much as we did because he was far away. It was pretty, you know, it was pretty far. It was a far distance. And I remember in 2016 that we were talking, and I suggested, yo, bro, since we've been making a lot of films, bro, we've been making a lot of awesome films, man. We've been making a lot of films on Ranium. You know, I remember the Secession when he did it with Justin, you know, in his house. You had William acting as the main antagonist. He ends up killing two of the characters. You know, it's one of those things, you know. It was the first time, too, that we filmed during the dark on top of a roof of a 2 to 3 story building. So I thought it was pretty interesting, you know. I mean, it's, like I said, I wasn't there, but it was awesome. It was amazing. We laughed. We had a great time. That was a big improvement. I still remember the other name in the film, like for example, epic game battles. You have Minecraft versus Skyrim. You have Justin again versus Matt's character. Matt obviously ends up killing the crap out of Justin's character. But the funniest thing is that the Minecraft music was being played as he was slaughtering and mauling Justin's character with the pickaxe, until William's character, since he was also addicted to Metal Gear Solid, he ends up coming out of nowhere and just kills Matt's character, and that's it. Dum 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 dum. So next thing you know, going back to that conversation, I was like, yo, bro, we should make a separate filming channel. We should make a filming channel dedicated to all the works that we've done together. All the works that we did. Dude, like, you inspired me to make my own YouTube channel for gaming. You inspired David to make his own YouTube channel for gaming. Why? We should make something together, man. We should do this together. Let's make it. Let's make it happen. Like, yo, bro, that's actually not a bad idea. I'm like, yeah, bro, because if we continue to make filming videos, it's gonna, you know, these videos are gonna conflict with the gaming videos that we have, and then that's the reason why our viewer count is differentiating from each other. It's not a steady flow. It's not steady at all. You know, it's not working out so well. We were having a really difficult time trying to gain subscribers for Ranium as much as for ourselves because it was just all over the place. So our solution was, you know what? You know what, Matt? I think that we should create RyaniumFilms. The official brand, RyaniumFilms. We will create RyaniumFilms. We won't make this right now. We will make it right now, bro. Let's make it. Let's do it. Yo, bro, this it's gonna be awesome, bro. It's gonna be amazing. Oh my god, from that on point, it sparked off even more. There was a lot more to come. It was ridiculous, man. There was a lot more to come. I remember even before that, we filmed Operation Pursuit when we suggested like a robbery, a heist gone completely wrong. And we have, I remember we have my character acting as the one of the, you know, the crazy burglars. You have Hank's character acting as one of the crazy burglars. And then you had, Matthew, David, Christian, and I forgot the other guy's name, but he was from the Possibility Project. He's a pretty awesome guy, though. You know, give props to him. He showed up too. They all had these pistols looking like badasses. Like, this is like CSI type nonsense, or like Criminal Minds. It looked pretty dope. Next thing you know, all of them are coming by together. And I remember that badge that he used. Federal agents, drop your weapons. I remember that's the same badge that I spoke to my father about. That, yo, Dad, hey, do you have any badges? Because he used to work in this other department, you know. He used to work at the school safety department like a long time ago. That's like back in the day. Now he's in a way higher position right now. But he's like, yeah, sure, son, you know, I'll give it to you. So I got the badge, I got the security badge, so to make it more authentic. So Matt used it, and we just went all out. You know, I remember when it wasn't Matt. I remember when David was in Pennsylvania, he designed his own Sly Cooper type cane weapon that he was really into. Sly Cooper, like, you know, I like Sly Cooper too. I love the series. But I remember when the Hank was issued that weapon, it was pretty awesome because I was shooting, both of us had a standoff firefight scene, and then Hank hands me the weapon, and then I start trying to hit David, but David pins me down, and then he handcuffs me because my dad had real handcuffs, so I bought it from him as well. So they handcuff me, pin me to the ground, and then Hank is like, "Oh shit, what the hell's going on?" And then next thing you know, he fights David's character. He's like, "The man is here." He gets shot by Christian's character, the marksman guy, because he had the marksman rifle. And then next thing you know, you have Edgar. I remember Edgar. Oh my God, he's a funny dude. Edgar, yeah, when he was featured, I mean, it was so retarded because Edgar, he was supposed to last longer in the film, but he had to do something. He had like an excuse. He had to go somewhere. He couldn't last there for that long. Like he really had to go, so he had to speed up the process. And then it ends up having Matt kill his character, which is supposed to be the big boss. Which, oh well, it is what it is. He kills the character, but arrests him, right? And then he arrests him. Edgar starts smiling, which is the funniest shit. I thought that was part of the bloopers, but no, it wasn't a blooper. It was actually part of the real film. So, Matt and then the guy from Possibility Project, they thank each other for all the work that they did. We see us in the background, it's ourselves, being just held captive, the fight is done, the police, cops versus robbers moment, battle for your heartland type shit going on here, the cops finally won. They won. Justice has been served. Justice has been served. And the next step, excuse me again, pardon me. So other than that, it's wow, it's mind blowing, it's mind blowing. RyaniumFilms 2016. I remember that too. I remember it's awesome. I remember when Matthew was designing the first stages of our website, the prototype stages of our website. I remember in high school he was hyping it up. Yo, bro, check out this website, man. Check out this domain I had, man. I bought this private domain for all of us, man. Because I want to showcase our work. I want us to have our own names on it. I want us to have our own crew. Check it out, bro. And I started checking it out. I saw the process. I remember the first alpha stages of the website to what the website is made today. It is incredible. It is amazing. It is like watching a baby being born and watching from that baby to be transformed into a man. But to put into context into this screen, into a screen that you can physically watch, and the fact that it was difficult to convert it onto the mobile platform with tablets and phones, because at the time we weren't really familiar with how can we do this. When we tried doing it for the first time, it didn't work out so well because it just was displayed. It was terrible display. It didn't display correctly on the computer. It did a perfect job on the phone. It was difficult, but we somehow figured and configured our ways to manage to display the RyaniumFilms website, mats.graphics, as well known, right, to display properly, and plays music in the background. We thought it was like the most hypest shit that you ever have. It's a privilege. You're in high school, you're making a shit ton of films, you're getting a shit ton of views, a lot of subscribers, getting notified, getting noticed on the internet, and you have your own website, and you have your own company that you're proudly working for, that you created. Being a proud co-founder like myself, being a proud co-founder like Matt, we did this all together. Me, Matthew, and David, we all started together. We all started off from the same page, It's like a glue. It's like crazy glue. It's like Gorilla Glue, It's tight, man. It's good. It's a strong bond. So, the next thing you know, oh man, it's, it just kept on going. It kept on going. And, it just, the drive doesn't stop. The motivation doesn't stop. The adrenaline, your heart keeps pumping. Your blood keeps pumping. It just keeps on going. It doesn't stop. He kept on going, throwing ideas left and right, and left and right, and left and right. And I still remember, for the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms, when we filmed the first feature film known as Transformers Onslaught of the Ruin. I remember that time when me and Matthew were like, yo, bro, what would be a good idea, bro? What? Yo, we should make a Transformers film, bro. We should make a fan-made film about Transformers, bro. Yo, what should we make it about? Yo, this is gonna be awesome. Yo, bro, check out these films. Yeah, sure, man. I'm gonna watch it again. So I rewatched the very first Transformers, which I did a couple of years ago. Then I watched the Revenge of the Fallen, the Revenge, right? And then the thing was that he didn't really want to see, he didn't want to hear me say that I watched the second part. He really wanted me to see the fourth part. So I'm like, okay, so what's the big deal with the fourth part? Age of Extinction. So I'm like, okay, let's watch it. I watched it. I'm like, oh man, I get what you're saying. Like, you want this to be that type of movie, like Age of Extinction, and get the recognition of basically making a very similar plot, but our own plot. It's like, it's its own side story. It's its own thing. It's fan-made. So we started to work on the plot. We started to work on the script. We worked on it back and forth. And, we started bringing up ideas on the table. Started creating these casts of characters. We created this doctor, this crazy doctor that was interested on stealing the cube, known as the SDC. And the SDC is basically a cube that holds the power of, of them, pretty much one of those things like controlling the universe type thing. So the doctor, Dr. Andrew Von Huntley, that's the doctor's name. He's just interested. He has his own division, his own governmental group. And it was a pretty long film. It was the first time we made a 30-minute film. We went through ups and downs. It wasn't easy. I remember there were times I was frustrated at Matt was frustrated at me. I remember a time we had an argument. He didn't mean to say it, but, we forgave each other afterwards, because I was upset at Matt because he was suggesting these filming locations that me, him, and David are talking about, on the conference calls, and we thought it was a little bit too irrational. Like, why are you suggesting this? This doesn't make any sense. We don't even know how to get there. We've never been there before, How are you going to give us a place, an abandoned airfield like Floyd Bennett Field, for example, to film? And I was objectifying because how are we supposed to get there? How is everybody supposed to get there? And then me and Matt had an argument. Man, why you always gotta be questioning? Come on, man, agree with the suggestion. Come on, man. Like, I told him, dude, it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make sense. Why would you send us to a place? You haven't even been there physically. What if it doesn't turn out when we were doubting each other? Then we came into a full-blown argument. It was crazy. And then we assaulted each other over the phone. I remember when he didn't hang up on me, but he just just didn't want to talk for a while. I remember when he threatened to take me off the movie. And I got upset. I'm like, oh really? So you're gonna take me off the movie? How disrespectful that is. We're doing this together. You're gonna take me off like that? But we forgave each other. That's what best friends are for. We forgave each other. We forget about our indifferences, and we keep pushing forward. We keep moving forward. Like, I don't care about the past. I care about what's happening right now. You see, this is what I'm saying, that RyaniumFilms has a long history, ups and downs. There's a lot of things going on. So that's one of the ups and downs that we had for Transformers. And I realized, let's appreciate the moments that we had together. Let's keep on pushing this forward. So we kept on doing it. We went to locations. Everything turned out to be so freaking well. And I remember Matthew's specific words that he would normally say, bro, I promise you, I promise you it's going to be the best damn film that we've ever done in our entire lives, bro. It's a guarantee. Because I remember we watching other different fan-made Transformers films. And the fact that, what do you call it? They basically sucked. They were trash. They weren't as good as they were intended to be. But the fact that it was the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms we make a fan-made film, a spin-off of a real series, and we make our own creative CGI for the series. It is incredible. Put our names out there, the credits. You put the Paramount Pictures, the song, the trailer. Everything was so fucking good. It was so fucking amazing. It's so fucking good. 5 out of 5 I rate it. It's awesome. When your name is featured on the big screens, you're playing your creation live. You're putting on surround sound, put it on the Bose, JBL, you name it. I don't care what speaker it is. It is good. It was good. It felt great. The pride, the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears, the emotions coming out. It felt so amazing. It felt exhilarating. It was a pivotal point within our lifetime. For such at a young age that we can pull this off. It was incredible. It was amazing. And we did it. We did Transformers despite the fact that, we had one of our guys that didn't show up because he couldn't show up. He had something to do. And I got us real pissed off because how can we finish off a film that involves somebody that's already originally part of the plot? We can't just retcon the entire film. So we had to figure a way and add a filler to that specific part of the scene when Christian didn't show up. It got everybody pissed off. But you know what? We still did it. We still fucking did it. You know why? Because we're not going to allow for people that are not going to show up, that give an excuse at moment's notice, that we can't allow that to stop us in our drive. It's going to turn everybody down. It's going to take way too long. We're not going to wait for somebody to come back from a specific scene that we need them to be. Now, they're not there at moment's notice. And I remember when, we even trying to invite David, you know, we tried to invite him to be part of the big screen, but he didn't want to be a part of the feature film. He said, nah, boy, I don't want to be part of the film, boy, nah, boy, I'm freaking tired as hell, boy, I don't want to be part of it. Yeah, so, I mean, alright, dude, it is what it is. We offered you, don't complain later on that we didn't offer you an opportunity to be a part of the team, because we're all in this together, but if you don't want to be part of it, don't be a part of it. He ended up being a cameo, a skater boy that Matt stole his skateboard. Alright, cool, but I wish he would have been the agent. That's a different tangent, different beef. Moving on. Anyway, so Transformers is done. We get a shit ton of views. You know, we keep posting our content on YouTube. We keep uploading on fucking Mass.graphics. Graphics. And then the next thing you know, we have other plans too. We have other ideas, you know, other ideas in mind. It just keeps flowing through. It keeps on going. It doesn't stop going. It doesn't stop going. Yeah, ideas keep going through. They keep going through. So, later on, I remember when this one day there was a snowstorm in New York City. I remember school was canceled off that day. Nobody could go to school because there was obviously a lot of inches of snow. You know, it would be very difficult, preferably difficult to get there by foot or to get there via the MTA transit system. Specifically, the trains that we take, like the M train, you got the Z train, you got the, you know, the J train, whatever. So, Matthew's freaking crazy. He's one of the craziest dudes I've ever met in my life, including myself. I became crazy, you know. Everybody became crazy in that company. They all lost it pretty much, right? That he was the first person that I've known, a dedicated person, to ever film a teaser trailer for an upcoming series known as Infirmity. I'm not going to mention any works of it on this video because it's confidential. It's between me and obviously Matthew and David, you know, just like, we're going to plan this out. But mostly me and Matthew, you know, for the most part, because this is something Matthew always wanted to do. So, he creates a teaser trailer. Again, he needed my help. Yo, bro, do you think you're writing a narrative, bro? Like you did for Sanction, like you did for Final Hour, like for the, you know, like you did for these other films. Like, sure, bro, I'll be delighted to do so. I'll love to do a narrative for the plot. I mean, tell me, let's do it. We also started working on the characters, you know, who they are, what do they represent, who do they work for, what nationalities they are, what are their heights, what is their weight, what is their statuses, what weapons do they use for combat, you know, it's these different, it's awesome, you know, it's cool, you know, you start from nothing, you create this environment that you become satisfied with, and you bond with these characters, you have an empathy for these characters, you become sympathetic for these characters and the suffering that they go through. And it doesn't matter what character it is. It can be any character from any series that we have done. And for the most part, you will notice that most of the films that we did were pretty much mostly military, secret agent, governmental films, you know, mostly for that part because we were heavily into that. And we're still into it to this day. We love guns blazing. We love doing a lot of awesome stuff. So he filmed it. He filmed it in a snowstorm. I was like, Matthew, you freaking crazy, bro. How the fuck are you supposed to pull that off? He filmed by himself. In the midst of a snowstorm, filming a teaser trailer for our upcoming series. And he did it. He put the zombie CGI. He put like a lot of zombies, a lot of crazy ass shit going on. Demons left and right. Everything. He walked in the midst of the snow. He walked with his assault rifle. It was perfectly well done. And I remember the ending scene of the teaser trailer when he reads a note. There's a phone that the note just blows out. And then the song plays with Infirmity. The sophisticated CGI. Like, you know, it's insane. You know, it's drastic. You know, I remember when Matt was learning how to do CGI. And it shocks me. Well, you know, we come such a long way. We went from having no CGI to having a shit ton of heavy CGI. It is insane. From our own works, not borrowing CGI from different companies and using their softwares for our own purpose. We use our own software for our own purpose, and we create these CGIs from basically in the matter of seconds or in the matter of weeks, and we make it from nothing into something. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. So, also along that, we also made a very first comedy film, you know, known as when roasting goes wrong. You know, me, Matthew, and David, you know, Matthew and David tries to roast me because I remember back in the day I used to get butthurt, you know, they all both roast me. Yo, boy, you know, hey. They would just be roasting me. Such your dusty looking ass up, boy. I'm like, I used to get so pissed off. I mean, I was just I guess a little bit innocent, maybe not innocent. I mean, like, yeah, I wasn't used to that, but I mean, then I broke out of it. I grew my show. I don't freaking care. We roast each other all the time. Doesn't matter. So then I whip out a pistol because I thought it was pretty funny. And then obviously me, Spazzy, now getting possessed, playing Angry Birds. I just started chasing them. It was pretty funny. And we started chasing them. I mean, I started chasing them. But anyway, I kept on running down. And the hallway, like, David, run away, David, run away. Start running down, and then David hides behind the tree, and then Matthew's still screaming, Matthew, shut up! He pounds the tree. And I don't know why it's the funniest shit for me. I thought it was so funny that I'm holding the pistol. I'm like, you can't run away from me, boy. I don't know why it was just so funny at the time. It was the funniest shit. And then the creepy song started playing in the background. And then I was like, I thought it was funny. I was singing the Christmas music because I don't know why that shit was so funny. Like, da 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 da. And then I walk around. Whew, that was close. That's what David's character said, thinking that he was safe. You want chocolate? And I killed David's character. And the reason why I said, boy, you want a chocolate, because I was making a reference to David Rivas, since he likes, he's just one of those people. He likes eating chocolate and likes to stuff his mouth, with Dunkin' Donuts and some other fast food joints. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. And I'm still singing the Christmas song. Matthew's looking around all freaked out. And then you're wondering, how the fuck did this guy, reach on top of the container? I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Matthew and David helped give me a boost. I got on top of the container. It made it seem like it's a fucking teleporter from the tree all the way to the top of the container. Like, Vanya! So, I shot him at the head. That shit was funny. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. That shit was funny. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was hilarious. So, so fast forwarding into the present. Infirmary was already done. And next thing you know, we started our promo shots. David had this idea going on known as No Turning Back. And since he was really inspired by the idea of the Yakuza, this Japanese video game series based off the Japanese mafia in Japan, and the gang-based fighting style of techniques and the martial arts and everything else of the above, I helped him out. I'm like, you know what, bro? I'll help you out. Let's do this, man. Yo, man, I want to do No Turning Back. I'm thinking it'll be one of the greatest films ever. It's gonna be pretty awesome. I can figure this out. And I remember that's when me and Matthew helped David to establish his own company known as Desert Productions. I specifically remember it was Desert Productions, and we helped him out. I remember I was helping David trying to figure out the name for the company. Trying to figure out how to start off the company, and we did. We figured out the company, despite the fact that we did tell him not to delete Banana Boy 132 channel, but he still decided to delete it anyway, which is, I don't understand why he did that. Does not make any fucking sense. But continuing on, separate topic. Anyway, but we helped him out, and our names just kept going back and forth. Our followers on Instagram just kept going skyrocketing up. I remember I didn't have an Instagram account, and I was feeling a little bit down because I was just bored. I had nothing to do sometimes. And Matthew, he was always my motivator. He was always motivating me. Come on, bro. Get up, man. Feel good about yourself. Wake up early. Grind. Get on the grind, son. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. It's like, I'm a fucking pimp. Rocky my Gucci mink. And without us, this whole fucking ship sink. That's our motto right there. And then the RyaniumFilms, we just don't give a fuck. And he helped me create the Instagram account, and I have my Instagram account, Division 9 Interactions. Along with that, I created Division 9 Interactions on February 9th of 2017, something like that. I remember I created specifically on 2017 because how do I explain this? Me helping out with David's project, No Turning Back, and the fact that it's going to be one of the longest projects ever to be done. I remember when we went to do the photo shoots on Williamsburg, they're pretty much the same area. That's like the main area. We pretty much filmed most of our films, and then some other films in Long Island along the way. And we did the promo shots, near the soccer field, next to these beautiful skyscrapers. We did these promo shots. We're promoting a new film. That was still, knowing that we're still in high school. And yeah, the fact that how to explain this? Yeah, that David since David is obviously a year older than us, he was pretty much ahead of the game, so he's pretty much in college at that point. So we took pictures with my Canon EOS Rebel XTI camera. So we took pictures, we promoted the film, we started, promoting on the internet, on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Everything was going according to plan. And yes, next year hits. Like I'm saying, the reason why I created Division 9 Interactions is because I wanted to have a company that's associated with the original company that me, Matthew, and David, all of us founded together, known as RyaniumFilms, the co-founders. But I wanted to create my own company based on specifically screenwriting, screenplay. I love to screenwrite. I love to write. I love to write. Writing is my passion. I love to act, but specifically writing. I want to focus on writing. So I want to associate myself within the big screen. Besides the fact that we were part of the big screen, but I want to be a part of that screen. You know what I mean? Like having your own name out there, despite the fact it's RyaniumFilms, but under RyaniumFilms, still working with each other. If you catch my drift, just like David. David did the same thing. So that's one of the reasons why the Division 9 Interaction, just for that specific reason. But still, don't get it confused. We're still on the same page. RyaniumFilms. Division 9 is just a company like myself, corporation like myself, still part of RyaniumFilms. It's a kind of a little bit weird thing, but it keeps on going around. And yeah, it went from that point. I was a script supervisor. Still am script supervisor. I do that too for Davis Films specifically. I remember that. No Turning Back. I was revising, editing his script. He kept writing and 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 writing. It was the longest script I've ever seen in my entire life. It is ridiculously long. It was ridiculous. I'm like, holy shit, man. Damn, son, like that shit was long. I'm like, wow, the amount of characters that were featured in this film is. This is the first time in the history of Dustin Productions and the history of RyaniumFilms, despite the fact that even though it wasn't uploaded on RyaniumFilms, just the final fight scene, which in quote was pretty hilarious that I got more views than the entire film itself. That's a separate argument to talk about. Anyway, but that we filmed a 1 hour feature film. It was an hour. We'd never done an hour before. This is the first time we do it with so many days pre-planned over the course of pretty much a couple of months spanned over because he wanted to have the seasonal changes take effect until the films and make it more realistic, going from a winterized setting to a much more spring and calm-like summer setting. So, we got so many people on board. We got me, David, we got Matt, we got Matthew on board. We got Manny, we have all these other great people. There's so many freaking people. We got Hank. You got, dude, it's a lot of people. It's a lot. We got Basilio. It's just countless, it's crazy. I remember we filmed different parts of No Turning Back, based off a man. It takes place in 2008, so it makes it pretty interesting, the early age, of smartphones, and the fact that this environment, this world, this universe was unique because it featured an alternate timeline where the stock market did not regress. It just kept on booming up. So I was like, David, it'd be pretty cool because I wrote the plot myself. I remember, David, it'd be pretty cool. What if the stock market never crashed in 2008? What if the stock market just continued to skyrocket? What if it just kept on going up? Bro, that's not a bad idea. So it's taken into account. So I wrote the plot and we read it. He loved it. We revised it. And that's when it determined the fate of the film. Nathan Zakuro was me. Not me, sorry about that. Dave was Nathan Zakuro. I was Zane Matsuzaki, and then Matt was Ryan Garner, and you had the other characters there. So, yeah, it was just fun. Different chairmen, different ranks of this gang-based fighting style, different martial arts. This awesome scene, it had a lot of amazing scenes, in the train station. I remember on 34th Street, Hudson Yards train station, we filmed one of the fight scenes with one of Caleb's characters. His name was Jelani, the African hitman. We had those scenes in Central Park. This is the first time in our history that we expanded beyond our wildest imaginations. We filmed in Manhattan. Pretty much, we scattered around all over the place. We went to, near Times Square, around 42nd Street, Bryant Park, near Skyscraper. It was cold as fuck that day. I remember that was the very first day we filmed. And I remember, since I didn't listen to David because I was an idiot, I just had to wear very thin layers of clothing, despite the fact that I had a trench coat, but it was very thin as fuck. And it was 7 degrees outside. I was freezing my ass off, and the funniest excuses I would give to David is that, oh, hey, man, I'll check out this apartment store real quick, or this Verizon phone store. I just want to see what phones they have. But next shot is trying to heat myself up. That was pretty funny. So, we just contacted each other, we went, dude, it was back to back. It was awesome, Even the final fight scene between, me, David, and Matt, because Matt was like the main antagonist for this film. So I thought it was pretty hilarious that, I fought Matt's character. He kicked my ass. He did perform these crazy ass wrestling moves. He banged my face against the metal pole. I freaking tried to flip him over, try to kick his ass, and then he kicked my ass. And then he got, hey, what happened to you, Zane? That's why we got kicked by the women of our clan, huh? He kicks me over. And the next thing you know, the funniest thing is that David's character comes into play. He tries to pick up my character. My character was badly beaten, and then he's like, "Zane, you're right." Whatever he says, like one of those things. Like my character says, "I'll see you in hell." I don't know why I made up that line. Just thought it was pretty cheesy. I don't know. I guess added more story to it. And then David and Matt had the final fight scene. No turning back. And the funniest shit is that it was so funny because it was funny because they were both smiling at the same time. They couldn't take each other seriously. Look, if you're a part of the film industry like we are for so long, including celebrating our 3-year anniversary this year, and it's funny because it's like, these people so well, you film each other for so many freaking times, and then for you to be filming like you're the main antagonist, I'm the good guy, but then you cannot take each other seriously because it's just the funniest shit. You cannot look into their face. It's so hilarious playing a role that these people and you're doing it together. It's cool. It's awesome. And they fought to the death. Matt had his own awesome MMA style kicks, left and right. David, tried to beat him up. They're both beating each other up. David ends up kicking Matt on the chest. And then Matt angers David's character by saying that David's character, it was his fault that his sister died. And then David, enraged, proceeded to just charge at Matt berserk mode, full berserk mode. He went freaking crazy. He beat the shit out of Matt's character. He even grabbed Matt's character's neck and fucking just cracked it in half. He just split it in half. He split it open, and then he just killed his character. That was the end of it. And the craziest plot twist within this film is that Zane's character in the ending cutscene, which is a cliffhanger, ends up with Lincoln Hawk, which is Hank's character. And what do you call it? Like, because he's the new boss of the clan, because the original boss died. And we're both smiling at David in what do you call it? We were at Grand Central Terminal. And we were basically spaced apart because he was trying to emulate a scene from Yakuza that has a scene that you have two characters that are bad looking at the main protagonist. The main protagonist starts smiling at the end, but looking at the two antagonists, indicating it's going to be a second part. It's going to be a sequel coming out. So we did it. We pulled it off, and that was the best of... That was it. That was the end. No Turning Back was officially done. And yeah, it was it was hard work. It paid off. We got a decent amount of views, but still, we get more views on RyaniumFilms because we're much more known by that brand. We're much more known by that name. It makes sense. Even though, despite the fact that numerous times we try to tell David to convince him, yo, bro, come on, upload accounts on RyaniumFilms, man. People will be able to figure out, and know your work. They'll know who you are. You get more recognition. Nah. Freaking out as hell. Freaking out as hell. Anyway, besides that, how can I say it? Yeah, it's just it was an incredible journey. I keep saying it sounds repetitive, but it was incredible. I feel privileged to say that my name is on that film. Pretty much all the films, most of the films, right? Except for some specific films that Matt did on the side and David did on the side. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It makes me happy. It makes me content with my life. It makes Matthew happy. David is happy. It makes everybody happy. We did this together. It's a dedicated team. You don't find people like that in this world. You don't really find dedicated young people out there in this world. You don't find dedicated young people doing what they have to do, you know, discover their passion, who they truly are, what they're truly made of. We discovered what we're truly made of. Now it is your time to discover who you're truly made of. And, yeah, No Turning Back was done. I remember when David needed my help to write an amazing plot for this vampire-like film known as Relinquished. Which, as for now, it hasn't been worked upon for now, you know, it's not really getting worked on, but we'll get it worked on sooner or later, you know, it's gonna happen soon, you know, I like the idea. I'm not really into vampires, but I thought, you know what, why not try something new? I'm not gonna discriminate, I'm not gonna discourage the idea, why the hell not? I'll try it out. So I wrote this amazing, incredible plot, hand to hand, because the time that, you know, every time we would write scripts, it was always by hand. Pretty much the old-fashioned way, until we fully upgrade and realize, you know, it takes way too much time writing by hand. Let's might as well just type this on Google Docs, invite everybody, including ourselves, to view the documents, and then pretty much submit the documents. You know, it's fully edited, it's fully good, you know, it's good to go. It's great, it's perfect. We don't need to have any more editing done, no more changes done, so that's pretty much the best of it. That's pretty much it, you know, we did it. So, yeah, to those upgrades, Relinquish was done. The film, unfortunately, like I said, never got made. It has to be made somehow. I mean, the girls, unfortunately, they decided to stop showing up. They got too busy with their lives, and, you know, because they were the ones that came up with the original idea, but I was the one that came up with the plot, so pretty much, you know, we had to put credit to a lot of people, accreditation. So, that was one of those things. I remember I wrote another script, because I love writing scripts, you know, you pretty much get the idea that, you know, it's like, I'm the brains behind the story, Matt is the brains behind the CGI, the editing, and the camera abilities, choreography. David is the brains behind the official Asian choreography, as well as, you know, recording camera footage as well. I like to record camera footage too, but I love to focus on my true passion, which is script writing. I love to script write. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. I'll never get up for anything else. Never give it up. Anyway, so Whistleblower 2044, I write that script. It never happened, but it will soon happen. You know, it's a future film happening because it's based off, it's like Detroit Become Human, but I wrote the script before that game even came out. So technically, I mean, that's what David said, or gave him the vibes when he read the script. And like, all right, cool, man. You know, I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't really thinking about Detroit Become Human at the time, but the fact that you have, you know, androids that are turning against the people, you know, you have people being cybernetically, you know, augmented, like Deus Ex. You know, you have cybernetics. You know, it's a pretty interesting concept. It's a proof of concept. You know, it's different. It's unique. It makes a lot of sense. You know, it's pure. You know, it's not pure action-packed, but it's pure suspense. It makes you think. It makes you question the morale of society. It makes you question what the society is capable of doing. So, you know, the story is pretty short. It's not too long. It just involves an agent trying to kill this whistleblower that's trying to expose the truth about the government distributing cybernetics illegally to people, experimenting on these unfortunate people, and the fact that the society that they're living in is living a happy life, being prosperous, but nobody knows the dark truth. So whistleblower Ellsberg has to uncover the truth and pretty much expose it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'm not gonna expose much of the plot. It hasn't been done as of now, but it'll be done soon. What's another thing? I remember when David was doing Metal Gear Solid A New Divide, I had nothing to do with the film. Nothing to do with it, but I had to do with the behind-the-scenes footage. So I was a photographer for behind-the-scenes footage, yes. I love photography. I'll not trade it for anything else. That's my niche. I love photography. I'm a photographer. I love it. I absolutely love it. I enjoy it. It's awesome. It is truly awesome. So we went there and filmed, again, in Williamsburg, you know, skyscrapers, but this time it was right near this small little chunk of land, a small little beach area. So David's character, which was Solid Snake, versus Manny's character, which was Liquid Snake. They're both fighting each other, and he created his own simplistic little plot known as, it takes place a year after the Shadow Moses incident. Now Liquid Snake is building an army, is about to take over the world, is building these new Metal Gear, it's going to be as powerful as they can ever be. So the privilege of this is, even if I wasn't a part of the film, but I still had a part in the footage, that I enjoyed taking pictures while they were acting, while they were fighting each other, while they're fighting to the death, while they're performing these crazy-ass wrestling moves that Manny knows. Mark was like to contribute as well, to be the cameraman. William was also as cameraman, William. And, it works, it was, like I said, I keep saying it, team-based effort. I'll keep emphasizing it. Without a team, how are you supposed to make your dreams happen? It works out better way off. You're not by yourself. Everybody's in this together. So I took like over 145 images of the entire fight scene, including that I was the one that contributed to the idea I gave David, that I was looking at these different, awesome military footages. And I was like, wait a second, bro. Since I'm a really huge fan of military technology, I love military technology. I looked up the Mi-24 Hind, basically a Russian attack gunship. And I thought it was pretty cool because it make sense of the tactical espionage vibe of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. I can say that he added that as additional content. Matthew was a part of it, but as just a voiceover, which is not a bad thing. We've done voiceovers before. I've done the voiceover of Relinquished. It's a lot of things that come into play. It's good. It's great. It's really good. It's the greatest moment, too, that I had the privilege I'm doing. It's a privilege, it's cool. And then, I remember Matthew on its own, you realize it escalated all to this point. For the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms, despite the fact that it was David's original idea, but then later the idea was sort of a little bit dropped, and then Matthew picked up from that idea, made it into his own idea, known as Lost in Darkness. So David originally uploaded the trailer on his channel, but Matthew uploaded the video on... Actually, it was uploaded on David's channel. I think it was also uploaded on Matt's channel. Something like that. And yeah, sooner or later, I don't know if I would want to create a YouTube channel. Maybe, maybe not. But let's see what happens. Let's see the winning goes. Because I'm still, I want to still work as part of the same thing. I don't want to make it confusing. So... yeah, I can say that for Lost in Darkness, I was not a part of it. I didn't know they were doing this. It's completely different. First time, like I said, first person. Shot completely in first person. Was it shot with a GoPro? No. No, not really with a GoPro. I never did a GoPro before, but we'll soon do a GoPro. Soon. Soon, you'll find out. And he used the same camcorder. The fact that this camcorder was a couple of years older before that was used in 2015 says a lot that this camera has aged a lot. But the fact that the camera still works, the camera's still kicking ass, is still hauling ass. Dude, go ahead. I remember when David bought his own camcorder. I'll go back to that in a sec, because I'm trying to explain everything, right? Trying to make it nice. So, Matthew's recording it. I'd never seen this. I wasn't part of it. So I'm like, okay, what is this about? It's like PT Silent Hill. It's like, holy shit. Cool, bro. So he filmed it in Long Island. He filmed it at his girlfriend's place. And next thing you know, it's like one of those things, it's he filmed it. It was perfectly well executed. I loved it. I love the fact that his girlfriend played the role as a crazy-ass ghost that tries to kill him. And, he had a gun inside the car's jar. For the first time in the history of the films, we see a footage of his car, like a first-person view of a car, driving the car in the middle of the night. The first time in the night, too. We've made extraordinary feats, There's a lot of things that happen in that Lost in Darkness, it was nice, it was perfectly well done. PT Silent Hills, and got a shit ton of views. And then I was about to mention Solstice, because there's some things I'll probably mention in the video that I'm probably not going to remember, but it is what it is. Okay, but Solstice, I remember Solstice, I remember I told man, yo, bro, it'd be such a badass idea. Remember that time we did Final Descent? And this takes place before No Turning Back, something like that. It was the first time we did like animated CGI intros. Looks so freaking badass. I'm like, yo, man, like, remember that time we did Final Descent? Dude, like, remember the time you fall on the bridge? What if we make another video that's a complete different story arc, but it is also fought on the bridge? And bro, remember that time? Because I remember me and Matthew always dreamed of fighting on a train, on the moving train. I don't know why. It was always something you wanted to pull off. It was always something you wanted to do. So we knew the train system pretty well. We knew that the yellow train went from Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg all the way to the last stop, which was I think it was 8th Avenue, 14th Street. So the next thing you know, we just were scouting around the area. We pretty much ended up filming on the Manhattan Bridge. And why did we choose the Manhattan Bridge over all the bridges? Because number one, it was a pretty solid location right next to the World Trade Center. Number two, the scenery was awesome. And number three, it was unique. Number four, the train pretty much gets pretty close to the bridge because we have the L train, then you have to transfer to the N or Q train. And then before getting across the bridge, you have to go through Chinatown and walk to the bridge. Wow, that was a cold ass day we had to go there. And I remember when Randy was there as well to help us out film, and Randy's one of David's other friends as well, you know, just like William. And Randy was also featured as Dolly, one of the extra characters in No Turning Back. And we filmed Solstice. You know, we filmed at this awesome restaurant. The first time we do a restaurant scene, the first time we do a drinking something from a cup scene. We had a conversation. We had an amazing badass intro. Again, military, governmental agency type shit going on over here. 2 agents, one that has gone rogue, that has done a heist in Fort Knox. They used to both work in Fort Knox, but because one of the characters' jealousy got over their heads. They got jealous because their best friend became a CIA agent and they weren't qualified as a CIA agent. So that's how the whole story arc began off. I don't know how the hell was this possible, but for some reason, you know, we come up with these ideas. You know, it's a natural flow. It's a natural process. You know, the ideas keep on going. They keep on happening. You know, the ideas just don't stop. They don't stop happening. They don't stop flowing. You know, it's worth the while. You know, it's worth it. It's worth having, you know, it's worth having ideas left and right, being just, you know, you spit ideas just out of nowhere. And we made it happen. We filmed at the restaurant. We thanked the people for at the restaurant, you know, for allowing us to film, you know, to eat some food there as well. And then from there we went to the train station. I remember we went from the G train and transferred to the L train to go to Manhattan because it's a transition from Brooklyn Underground to Manhattan Underground. So we started filming this fight scene, and we just started a fight scene. We kept on fighting, kicking each other's ass, you know, played that intense music. One character chasing another character, the other character starts beating each other, you know, beating amongst themselves. And it was back to back, you know, I sound repetitive, but, you know, performing these crazy ass maneuvers that we never even would have imagined performing on the moving train. Are you freaking serious? Have you ever heard of young people performing crazy ass fight scenes on a moving train? For filming purposes, not a real life purpose. So we did it. It took us numerous tries. You know, I was exhausted. Matthew was exhausted. I remember we had an idea of pulling off and using the airsoft gun in the public area, but we decided not to risk it because we don't want to get in trouble. But we ended up using it in the final scene anyway because nobody was physically there to view what we were doing, right? So, you know, we were tired. We were out of breath, man. It was ridiculous. We were out of breath, you know. It was crazy. From there on out, you know, it shows the fight scene goes up to the bridge, and he's chasing me across the bridge. We have this exchange of words. David's character comes into play as the big boss, Vladimir Volk. You know, he comes out of nowhere with his henchmen, you know, backing him up, and then he suddenly realizes that Matt's character betrayed his character, and that David's character is now angered, you know, to see Matt's character defending my character. Why are you defending him? You know, he's a traitor to this country. He's a traitor to the United States government. He shall be executed. The next thing you know, he gave us a chance. We started running away from him because he gave us a 1 to 3 count. And then you have a final fight scene. Matt lays me on the floor. Those are slow motion the moment. And next thing you know, David and Matt has a final fight scene. Back to back, you know, final fight scene. I recorded that scene, so we took turns recording because we had to do what we have to do. And then you have David kick Matt's ass, Matt kicks David's ass, and then we have this simplistic automatic plastic toy knife that, you know, goes in and out if you hit it against somebody. And or you stab somebody with it, but, you know, like, it's safe because it's obviously plastic, but it makes it seem like as if it's going through the person's torso or the person's body part. And David's character ends up making the biggest mistake, which he ends up being blacklisted for the director's cut edition of the same exact films uploaded later on within our career, that he kills Matt's character Frank, and then he proceeds to kill Desmond, and Desmond ends up dying from blood loss. But Desmond's like, "Take this, you son of a bitch!" whatever he says. And he kills him with the M1911 pistol. He kills him, that's the end of the film, and then that's when the credits roll down. You know, it was so fucking good. It was amazing. It was astonishing. It was breathtaking. It was just like, it was like, wow, out of this world. This was like, wow, we've come a long way, you know, another awesome film, a good 30 minutes, you know, it was good, you know, it was action-packed, it was worth the while, it was worth the wait, it was worth the chance, it was worth everything that we've got, everything that we've ever imagined. It was worth it. It was really, really worth it. Worth it. Wait a sec, just hold on a sec. Let me just get my power bank real quick, because I don't want my phone to die. Sorry about that, guys. I just don't want my phone to die right now. Just give me a chance, alright? Let me just... damn. I'll sit down right here. I'm trying to turn this power bank because I don't want my phone to die on the way. I'm still recording footage. Alright, we're back on track. Alright, let's do this. This power bank is cold. Damn. Anyway, Solstice is done. All these other great films, beautiful creations. You know, I probably didn't name every single creation, but I named to the best of my abilities, the best that I could, the best of my recollection, my memories, that we've done a lot. You know, including, I remember that one mini short film that David needed my help for, that I went to PA, to Pennsylvania, to visit him, to, you know, for the first time, you know, I went to his house in PA, because he has a house in Pennsylvania. And we filmed a short film called Locked. It was just based off the film, pretty much, it's its own thing, not based off any film, but it's just like, based off the real-life accounting of a person with psychological disorder known as schizophrenia. They have a dementia. And, yeah, it's just the person is going through a phase. They needed that as a student project. So I'm like, okay, you know, doing it for college, just get this done. I'm just acting as the imaginary person that his character was hallucinating upon. And it was the first time in the history, I keep saying it, that we filmed not on, on a moving car, looking specifically back and forth in different angles, because in Pennsylvania, the area that he was living at was specifically in the woods, and there was a beautiful lake close by near his home. So we went to the lake, we traveled there, and that's when he introduced a brand new camera. It's not really a tripod system, but it's like a system that we use that rolls the camera like on top of a platform. It stabilizes the camera, so we use that along the way on top of a tripod. So we filmed on this beautiful lake. You know, it's beautiful. It was awesome, and you know, it was good. You know, it kind of reminded me of that lake from Transformers that was filmed with Matt's character. You know, Simon Zielinski. And the fact that he used his phone, he had a shotgun there. His phone was detecting the shards of the SDC, and then he eventually encountered the Transformer. Anyway, so from that point on, we went back into the car. We filmed in his house again, and that's it. Pretty much that was it. You know, it ended off with the character pretty much dying off from a heart attack. But it's based off, you know, what a person goes through, or the best of what we could to emulate of what a person goes through, you know, that specific condition that was presented. And what else can I say? You know, what else can I say? You know, it's a lot of things going on. Wow. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just my hands are getting a little bit exhausted. That's just my jacket right there. Anyway, wow. What can I say? There's a lot going on. What can I say? What can I say? There's a lot to talk about, you know, it's a lot. It's by far the longest video I've ever done in my entire life. It's ridiculous. The longest video I've ever done in my entire life. The longest video I've ever done in my entire life. Anyway, so this part will be cut off anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. I remember when David did Sinister, you know, it has nothing to do with me, but I did help on revising and editing the script, so that was pretty much it for now on. Even though despite the fact that we continue to tell him to upload his content on RyaniumFilms, but he still did not listen. This is the reason why the videos that he keeps uploading based off filming does not get the same amount of views that we upload RyaniumFilms. But it still got uploaded regardless, but we still enjoyed it. It is what it is. I mean, even though we roasted each other after that, but there's nothing we can do about it. It is his channel, it's his opinion. You know, I can't say anything bad about it, you know. If he decides to, you know, film on his own, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. Nothing I can do. So, yeah, I mean, you got Sinister. You have the two other biggest films that we've ever done, Discovering the Abyss, and you have Experiment X, which is the most recent film. Then, obviously, we're working on Broken Bonds. Despite the fact that Broken Bonds is not going to happen anytime soon, it's still going to be worked upon. Let's just say that, long story short, that, you know, David's being a little bit too damn lazy. We keep trying to convince him, you know, try to work on his dreams. Stop trying, trying to be motivated. Stop trying to be lazy. Stop making up these poor excuses. We keep telling him to update his channel, update his freaking content. He's still not doing it. The only thing he updates on Facebook, it's just a promo shots. But I have not seen a channel update since September 22nd of this year. So I don't know what's going on there. You know, provided the pretty much BS excuse why he couldn't finish off the first season of Broken Bonds, which should have been finished a couple of months ago, and then he should have been finishing or working on season 2 to be starting season 3 next year. But it is what it is. You know, it happens when you have, you know, you just don't have the drive at that point. You have to consider yourself and give yourself a reality check. You have to work on that. Improve it. Don't be lazy. You know, laziness can kill people. And yeah, we care about these people. We care about him, so you know, we want him to do it. I don't know when it's going to happen. I doubt it's not going to happen anytime soon because he keeps delaying it with these nonsense of excuses and canceling events that were supposed to happen but didn't happen. Anyways, that's another story we can talk about later on, right? Yep. No story. Discovering the Abyss. I remember Discovering the Abyss. You know, it's one of those films, you know, it fills me with joy. It fills me with pride that Discovering the Abyss was an idea originally intended to be a horror film, but it ended up being a blockbuster, action-packed, humans versus aliens type film. But the horror aspect will be added maybe later on to a future film, an updated film. A future film unknown to right now, unknown origins, but we're trying to think of an idea. I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but let's see where the journey takes us. How can I start? Discovering the Abyss, I created the idea. I was inspired by Soma. The underwater horror aspects of being trapped in this facility, deep underwater, not knowing where to go, not knowing where to hide, you know, not knowing where to escape. You had these hideously mutated monsters, mutated people that try to kill this one main protagonist. He has to time travel back into the past. And basically warn the people of the past, the Earth, that in the future Earth is going to be decimated by a massive asteroid, and that no life as life as we know it will vanish, it will cease to exist, and that any other human being will ever come back. They won't come back. So I wrote the original script, but then it got rewritten and re-edited into a blockbuster action-packed film. I'm not gonna lie to you, I went through a phase that I started becoming lazy. I started becoming, I wasn't becoming motivated. I don't know why I was starting to lose my drive. The laziness just started kicking in. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what happened to me. And my friends got fed up with my nonsense. You know, they were upset. You know, like, come on, man, work on discovering the best. What's taking you so long, man? Come on, work on it. Let's do this together. Work on it. And I was like, yeah, work on it, man, work on it. I started becoming too lazy. It was unfortunate. It became a tragedy. Then they got fed up and they eventually took over the project. They took over. They helped me write the script. I wrote the script for the most part, most of everything. They wrote most of everything. We all wrote everything, pretty much. I'm not going to take credit for every single little thing, but they helped me out. And the action-packed part was part of Matt's idea. It's something I disagree with at the beginning, but you know what? I enjoyed it at the end. I loved it. It's completely unexpected. We went to Long Island again, to where he lived at. We freaking filmed it with Sandy, with one of Matthew's cousins named Mark. He was a freaking crazy ass dude. Kept on screaming his lungs out for no freaking reason. He was a crazy guy. I'm not gonna lie, he was an awesome dude. Pretty dedicated guy. Awesome. Crazy. And that was the same day that we upgraded from having a couple of Nerf weapons, having a shit ton of airsoft guns, you know, even featured in Transformers, you know, even featured in Solstice. You know, it's an upgrade. You know, it happened. You know, we went from having airsoft, a big change in history, to having Nerf weapons. I'm sorry, the other way around. From having Nerf weapons to having airsoft. You know, it's one of those things. You know, it just worked out pretty well. I loved it. You know, we had a blast. We filmed near the woods where Vengeance was filmed, where Infirmity was filmed. And we went there. We were afraid because we're like, I don't know what people are going to think of us. What if we get in trouble? What if they call the cops? We had the completely opposite reaction. Every time we overthink ourselves and think that something bad's going to happen, we get the complete opposite reaction what actually is going to happen. And that ends up being that people enjoyed what we did. They were curious. They started asking us questions like, what are you guys doing? You guys doing the film set? We were filming everything. Sam was also involved too, the prop designer. For the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms, we actually had a prop designer. For the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms, we had like makeup artists, right? Like, for example, Matthew's girlfriend, Kirsten, you know, she knows how to do makeup. She knows how to do, for example, the pyramid head that you guys probably see in those Facebook posts. You know, it's crazy. You know, it's amazing. It's dedicated. She's the one that did that nurse outfit or that ghost outfit for a Lost in Darkness film. And we filmed the movie. I enjoyed it. We filmed in the woods. You know, we filmed, you know, with my character that was supposed to time travel. You know, he time traveled into the future. And he's supposed to warn the future that, you know, it's... because he came from the past, he's warned that something bad is going to happen. Something big is going to destroy this entire planet. It's going to ravage the entire landscape. It's going to be an apocalyptic, massive event. And it ends up being a massive alien invasion. Sort of like Independence Day, but its own little twist, its own little thing. Not really a spin-off of it, but its own little thing. Anyway, so we all filmed it together. I explained who I was. You know, it was also Dr. Lorenzo Fields. He had one of Matt's friends, you know, professional voice actor. He did his own voiceover part because it was the first time that this is the most CGI, the most and the only most CGI-based film that we've ever done within the history of RyaniumFilms, featuring a shit ton of CGI. And the most impressive part of this entire film was this film was filmed in a single day, and we had everything done in a single day. And at the ending of the fight scenes of us fighting together with our different Desert Eagles, submachine guns, machine guns, revolvers, rifles, grenades, everything, it was all improvised. We did it. We went all on the flow. We had to, like, as if we were on a massive battlefield. There are massive casualties going left and right. But you can imagine seeing fighter jets getting destroyed into little pieces, into little smithereens. We had these crazy ass alien spaceships. Imagine them being destroyed and annihilated. It was back and forth. It was like a World War scenario. So David's character ends up getting killed because why not? You thought it'd be pretty cool. We had that one of those, you know, emotional moments. And it was cool, you know. I love the beginning. I love the end. I love the climax. I love when they were interrogating the time traveler. I love when David's character was facing off this random ass raider, like, you know, Sam's character. I love that was pretty cool. I love each and every other character's, you know, resemblance of who they were, who they represented, who they were working for. I loved it. You know, it was entertaining and it was nice. I loved it. We enjoyed it, including you know, Sandy's character. Yeah, you know, I mean, I remember when Sandy was vlogging, so that was pretty funny. and Sandy's character, you know, having his own moments. Mark's character was pretty hilarious, you know. God bless America. And that was pretty awesome. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, that was solid. That was solid, man. That was a great job out there. You did a tremendous job, including Sandy. You did an awesome job, my dude. You know, keep on doing your vlogging videos. Keep moving forward with your stuff. Everybody did a great job. You know, and then the ending cutscene when these massive spaceships, which turns out to be, you know, allies, you know, that came to rescue us. You know, it's good. And then ended off with a bang. Ended off with a big bang. You know, it's good. You know, it was climatic, not anticlimactic, but climatic. It was good. So yeah, it was awesome. Discovering the Abyss, you know, went in person. We did it. We just fucking did it. We didn't care what were the costs. We didn't care what was gonna happen. What we did care is, despite the fact that we doubted ourselves, but people doubted Matt for the most part, because Matt is confident. He's a very confident guy. I'm confident myself, but sometimes I think, I'm like, wow, I'm scared. What if something happens? You know, fuck it, man. Don't worry about what people think about you. Don't worry about, you know, people doubting you, you know, doubting your dreams, and you think you're too crazy to accomplish those dreams. But at the end of the day, you're still gonna freaking do it. Nothing is gonna stop you from doing it. Keep on doing what you're doing, no matter how many people tell you that you are a crazy ass individual, that you are one crazy dude, that you completely lost your mind. You lost your mind. But you know what? I'd rather lose my mind. I'd rather be a closed-minded individual that seeks to conform themselves to the simplistic views of reality, but does not conform themselves to the more complex and realistic views of reality. The reality is that crazy people make it pretty far, and we have made it pretty far to that point. We made it pretty freaking far, and we're still going to keep making it far, because we want to help you people. We want to help you by giving you the enjoyment, the fulfillments of entertainment, and the fulfillments of being amazed, and continuing to cheer us on as much, because it is a mutual agreement. You help us with the fan base, we help you with the content. It is amazing. Hollywood, Paramount Pictures, Lionsgate, you got Warner Bros, you know, it's H Brothers, you know, it's good. You got Tri-State. It's amazing, you know, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Discovering the Abyss was done. We did it. We accomplished it. I loved it, you know. Like I said, despite the fact of our differences, we still did it. We still overcame our differences. We still did it together. You know, we figure each other a lot of times, man. You know, we're like brothers in arms, you know. We come from a long way, you know, from meeting, you know, in a high school environment to the environment we're in right now. It's a change. It's huge. It's a huge change. You know, it's transformational. It's phenomenal. It's euphoric. It's euphoria. This is the state of euphoria we're living in. And then everything, you know, all the films. I can picture all the miniature films that we've done, all slowly combining into this massive universe that we created under RyaniumFilms trademark. And I remember specifically that for the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms, you also did, we copied, basically, we burned our footages, our movies that we did, specifically the feature films like Solstice, You Have Discovering the Abyss, Transformers, onto CDs for the first time. We did it on CDs, and we tried to distribute the CDs to different people, see what they thought about our content, and people enjoyed it, they loved it. We tried to, you know, to propagate our content into the unknown, so people will be able to find who we are, what are our services, what are we offering, what are the benefits, what are the ups, what are the advantages? What are the pros and cons? How are we different? How are we different compared to these other different film companies? How are we different to these other indie filmmakers? You know? And then going from, you know, going to do research on filming festivals, you know. Festivals that we're interested upon. And we're still interested to this very day. And we're going to take the risk that we're going to, sooner or later, hopefully upload one of our films to, one of these upcoming film festivals. And yeah, it's you know, we're trying to expand. You know, so far we went from nothing to something. That sound repetitive. YouTube, Facebook, then we expand to Instagram, right? Instagram, we got thousands of followers on Instagram. Then Twitter, recently expanded on Twitter. You know, it's pretty good. And we expanded on Film Freeway. And I know about Film Freeway because Matt told me, yo, bro, check this website out. It's like IMDb, but for free. You can upload all your content, your filming credentials, your filmography, put your statement, who you are, where you come from, anything that your little heart desires. Do it, man. Just freaking do it. It took me a couple of days to update my filming credentials, but you know what? Guess what? Guess what? I did it. I did it. Yep. I updated my filming credentials. Right now I have 52 credits for everything that I've done over the past couple of years. Matthew has pretty much the same amount. As for David, I mean, like I said, he's being a little bit too lazy lately, so I mean, it's not going to happen anytime soon. It's still in private, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know. We'll see what happens, you know. It's unfortunate. But, yeah, it's, you know, we did a lot. You know, it's a lot that we've done. You know, the biggest change in my life was when I joined the military. You know, it's that changed my life forever. It was the biggest decision I've ever done. You know, I spoke to my friends, I spoke to my family, I spoke to my family members, you know, wanted to join because it's always something I wanted to do. I was always fascinated by the military life. I was always fascinated by the military. You know, I was always fascinated by how the military worked, the operations of the military, the uniforms. You know, I was always fascinated, specifically aviation. I was always fascinated by flying contraptions, flying machines, and yeah, I was always happy to, you know, ever since I was little, I, you know, always drew out military schematics, weapons, tanks, you name it. You know, I was inspired. You know, it was like a light given on to me, and I took it upon myself, and I joined the United States Air Force. I joined that, you know, pretty much last year. And I'm still going to be serving, you know. Hopefully I'll be able to finish off my 6 years and get that out of the way. And then I did it for the reasons because I want to support my filming credentials. I want to support my industry. I want to support my bros. You know, me and Matthew. I want to support ourselves, you know. I want our incomes to combine to a massive income, which is a dream that we always wanted to do, and just make it to the top. Just do it together. Just not fail. Succeed. Always succeed. Accomplish our goals. And just keep moving forward. Keep pushing it forward. Because no matter what are the odds, we will always have each other's backs. We're like brothers until death. That's just how it is. It means a lot to me. It's just powerful. It's just nice. And, you know, I went on training for 2 months, and that's the time period. It's pretty much not the darkest time of my life, but it was a pretty dark time because I couldn't contact my friends, I couldn't contact my family, I couldn't contact anybody, period. I only contacted my family only twice, and I contacted my friend Matthew and David for the first time since a long time. You know, that was after I graduated from basic training. And it worked out pretty well. You know, they were happy. Yo, bro, I miss you so. You don't know how many things happened when you were out, bro. Yo, I miss you, bro, you know. Bro, I freaking miss you. Holy shit, my son is back. My man is back. Or whatever, they're cheering on. You know, we had an awesome time. We spoke on the phone because we haven't spoken for such a long time. I was back on track. I was back on business. And then over the course of the months, we celebrated our 3-year anniversary. Our 3-year anniversary, RyaniumFilms 3-year anniversary. We celebrated from May 23rd, 2015 to May 23rd of 2018. And we're going to celebrate, hopefully, our 4th, 5th, whatever, 10-year anniversary on the same day, May 23rd, 2020 something. I came up with the idea of purgatory in the sense that, you know, me and Matthew worked on it together because, how do I say it? It's that, you know, Matthew was bored. He needed an idea because he was buying stuff. He had nobody to film with. I was all the way in Texas, you know. That was a pretty far fetch. You know, it was pretty far. It was pretty much in the Wild West, you know. It was crazy out there. You know, I had a pretty fun experience, meeting a lot of great people out there. But my heart was still in the filming phase. You know, I still love to film. That's something I desperately love to do, despite the fact that I obviously have to do my duties first and do my job. And Purgatory was initiated. Project Purgatory. It's based off, you know, the events of... It's a serial killer, you know, goes through the phase. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's going to be an interesting series. It's going to be the first time in the history of RyaniumFilms that we do a web series. And that it's going to connect. It's going to be it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a plot. You know, it's the first time, not the first time, but we're doing a horror psychological series, you know. We're not trying to make any, this has nothing associated with any other horror films, not Silent Hill, but we're inspired from certain ideas. And then later on that road, I officially graduated from technical training, and I went on a break. I went on a pretty long break, almost a month break, and that's when, you know, me and Matthew and David kept talking, and that's in the same year that, you know, we were always woke individuals. You know, we were woke individuals, and we started talking about business, expanding our industry. We started talking big. It was something we never even imagined talking about. When I remember Matthew introduced me to Dan Locke, you know, the entrepreneur. You know, a lot of these amazing people reading Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki, if I said it correctly. And it's yep, it was, you know, it's good. It's good stuff. You get to learn a lot on your way. You know, you get to learn a lot of things. And trying to think. When I had that break, even though despite the fact I saw Matt once, but he kept talking shop, freaking, I remember when I went back to his house, I was driven by David because we were inspired to film, because he was filming Experiment X. I was helping him during the process of Experiment X, constructing and deconstructing the algorithms of the script. So as I usually do my best, I did it. We did it together. So, you know, we were inspired by Logan, so we did a fan-made film based off of Logan. And then the first time in the history of the films, we do a fan-made film based off of Marvel, and the first time that we actually do our own intro, unique intro that relates to Marvel. It's pretty badass. It was pretty awesome. You know, all our footages were taken just on the spot. I played as Dr. Charles Xavier. You guys probably know who that is. You guys obviously know who that is. And you have Matt playing the role as James, you know, a Logan character, you know, as a fan-made film. You have Mark, not Matt's cousin, not the Mark you guys know, the buffed up Mark, but it's another Mark that played the role as X-24, the clone of James, Logan's character. And then you have X-23, which is Logan's daughter, comes into play. You have the agents. There's a lot of mayhem going on, you know. It's not really chaotic, but it's more like, you know, it's like an agency trying to hunt down James and end his life once and for all, end his reign, supposedly reign of terror, once and for all. You have Dr. Xander Rice, who's portrayed by David's character, which is just a recording, which is pretty cool because it was well done, it was well edited, it was well portrayed. I like the attitude, I like the authoritative figure that he portrayed. It was pretty nice. And the trailer was amazing. Absolutely loved it. I watched that trailer like a billion times, like I usually do to every other of the trailers. I watched the freaking movie a billion times, like I did like every other of the movies. And I was happy to be a part of it because we hung out in his house for like 2 days. And it was the best 2 days we ever had. We went to the pool. He taught me how to swim. You know, it was pretty awesome. I didn't know how to swim. I admit it. But he taught me how to swim because that's what he does. He's a lifeguard, right? And yeah, we filmed this. You know, we filmed in Starbucks. It was amazing. You know, it was awesome. You know, I loved it. The first time we filmed in a restaurant. Well, you know what I mean. Not the first time, but the first time we filmed in a Starbucks restaurant, and we had a chat scene. Those to see me walking with my awesome suit, looking like a badass. Matt's suit, you know, he had a suit looking like a badass. And you know, it's both of our suits, period, looking like, you know, You know, we had what we had. You know, we both looked professionally dressed, you know, things like that. And yeah, it's you know, it looks pretty good. The pictures that we took together, you know, David was there too because he also filmed the scene of himself killing both of our characters in the process. Not killing both of our characters, but killing my character, but allowing Matt's character to survive. And then we had a discussion outside, you know, outside Starbucks, you know, and a car went right through, which is totally unexpected, which I thought was a pretty cool addition to the film. We had a chat. Me and his character, you know, we spoke. We put a lot more emotion, a lot more intense dialogue. It was by far the best acting that I've ever done in my entire life, including Matt's acting, David's acting, everybody else's acting, contributing as a whole. It was amazing. It was by far the best acting that I've ever seen, the best film that I've ever seen in my entire life. The best film, period. Every other film that we do, this is our motto. Every other film that we do will be the best film that will ever be done. Every single film. No matter if it's a short film, no matter if it's a feature film, no matter if it's a web series, it will be better, bigger, and just simply the best of the best. Month after month or year after year. That's it. That's just how it is. And with Experiment X, it got released on October 30th. It was good. I loved it. It felt great. You know, you feel privileged. You know, it's... you're in the big leagues. You know, we come... I keep saying it. Come a long way. The big leagues. It's just good. It's really good. It's just, you know, it's, you know, it's, it was great. I can't say it was great. It is great. And it's still doing great. You know, we're still making films. We don't stop making films. You know, we don't stop talking about films. We don't stop talking about different ideas about the films we wanted to do. You know, we just keep on continuing to emit our firepower against the entire world, that to show them what we truly are capable of, what we're truly made of, who we truly are. What are we capable? You know, what are we making? And yeah, it's like, you know what? It was worth it all in the end. Yep, it was worth it all in the end. So the Experiment X was done. We have a lot more films still coming along the way, more web series still coming along the way. And I am proud to say that by far, after everything that I have mentioned on this video, to the best of my abilities and to the best of my knowledge, this has been my entire experience at RyaniumFilms. This is what I lived for. This is what I strived for. I will keep moving forward. I will keep pushing forward. I will keep striving for more, not for less. I will continue to dominate the battlefield, and I will not allow the battlefield to dominate me. I will dictate my actions for the good and not for the bad, and disregard the existing negativity that comes into play, that tries to persuade me from basically traveling in my designated path, my path of success and my path of enlightenment, my path of something that I've been seeking for quite a long time, like everybody else. And all I can say is that I really appreciate your attention, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everything that we've heard, that for the first time in my life that I fully spoke in my word, everything that I know. And I'm going to talk more, but you know what? For the sake of this video, I'm deeply grateful. It is my gratitude, you know, that I've been bestowed upon this gift with my friends, that we did this together, that we did everything together, that, you know, we've been working hard, and hard work pays off. Look where we are right now. So that we can do it, why can't you? Pursue what you always love to do. Don't pursue something that you don't like to do. Pursue something you always love to do. Thank you. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. Thank you so much from this humble man's heart, from Matthew's heart, from David's heart, everybody else's heart, everybody that contributed. Thank you all. Thank you all that contributed to making our dreams happen. Thank you all that has allowed us to succeed. to succeed in our goals. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And that's pretty much it for today. One more thing. I remember when Matthew was, talking to me about the Royal Angelo project that he did. You know what? For the first time, we're going to make it big. It's going to be big. We're going to have a studio. I'm very confident about this. We're going to meet a lot of great people. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Again, thank you all for making this happen, for making our dreams come true. And I will see you next time. Take care. Have a blessed day. Have a good night. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful morning. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.